Hey everybody, hope you had a great weekend and are off to a great start this week. I wanted to talk with you guys about managing emotions with scale fluctuations. Thing number one, I know like we all try to not let the scale bother us when we're, trying to lose weight, maintain weight, gain muscle. We always we just look at it as data, but of course it does bother us a little bit. Or, we do see a really big drop and we're extra excited. And so my biggest 2 cents to add on that is, don't ride the winds too high or the lows too low. So if you're like, you weigh in today and you're like, sweet, I'm down 2 pounds, and then tomorrow it shows you're up back a pound. Don't freak out either way. So if you're, down 2 pounds, like awesome, celebrate it, but don't, if you feel like you're at your goal weight, a lot of times that's where you'll start to venture off plan. And so that's why you can also get those scale influxes as well. But, just take it day to day, week to week. The biggest thing is though, like let's say you did last week and then you do your scan or you weigh in today and you're like, all right, I'm up a pound, and you're just like, there's no way I can be, I ate perfect. Really do a deep dive into yourself and be like, did I eat out? Did I have to guess on my macros? Was I being as honest as I, think I was? Did I have some bites, licks, and tastes that didn't get added in? All of that stuff will add up over time. So I went on a trip out of town a couple weeks ago. I was trying to find my data from there. I was going to share with you guys. So same thing, like when I left for my trip, I was, about mid 175-ish. Didn't track it all on my trip. I just kind of did intuitive eating. When I got back, I was up about 3 pounds from where I left off at. And I was like, dang it, because I was like, but I knew I didn't eat as good as I normally do. So I wasn't surprised by that, to say the least. And then this last week, I was kind of getting back on track. Same, and I did track this week. I just haven't uploaded my stuff yet. But same thing, I'm kind of just hanging out in that same spot. And I'm like, dang it, why isn't it dropping yet? And then I really just started thinking, I'm like, well, I had a golf tournament one week. I didn't eat as well, had a few drinks. Same thing, we went out to dinner a couple times. And so when I really sat down and kind of went through my food logs, I was like, you know what? I'm not really being honest with myself, which is why I'm not seeing those exact changes that I wanted yet either. And so for you guys, like I said, if you, mess up one day, don't beat yourself up. It's not the end of the world. We're just using this as data, and then we're getting back on track. The biggest thing is though, if you're really in a calorie deficit, which we've set you guys up on your meal plans, most of you guys are, you will and should and will be losing weight. If you're not losing weight, you're eating more than you're burning, flat out. And so either we have to adjust things for you, but typically you're letting some of those bites, licks, and tastes slip through, and they're going unaccounted. So that's why we might be like, well, everything's showing we're in a deficit, but when we really, really dive in, you're not, and you're in a little bit of a surplus. And so that's why sometimes you can just get stuck or feel plateaued, or things can start trending back up a little bit. And so we're not here to beat you up and tell you suck or, anything like that. But it is our job to hold you guys accountable. So if we're not, seeing the right numbers here, it is our job to hold you guys accountable and just help you dial those things in so we can get you back on track. And if you do ever feel stuck, or you're like, I just don't feel like the progress is as fast as I want, ask me or Sully or anybody here, and we can definitely dive in and figure out what's going on. Typically, before I change anything, like if you are in a deficit, I like to see a good 2 weeks of consistent, steady tracking of you being, very honest before we make any judgment or adjustments, I should say. Because if we have you in a deficit and, your numbers are showing that, but you're not losing weight, typically, like I said, you're just getting more than we think. And so, like I said, we're here to help you, because if you're stuck, it means we're kind of stuck. And so if you're, not losing, that means we got to figure out what's going on. And so, like I said, that's what we're here for. Don't be afraid to ask, questions, comments, concerns. We love all of that stuff, and we're happy to help. And so, like I said, just use the scale as data. Like I said, if you do have a really big loss one week, celebrate and stuff, but don't like go out and have a big meal and then now you're up a pound. So, just don't override the highs and don't sulk in the lows for too long. And so, like I said, the biggest thing is, good or bad, just wipe the slate clean, get right back on track. Also for this week, if you guys have like any questions on something you want to learn more about or just take a deeper dive into, let us know and we can make a cool video on it. So other than that, hope you guys have a great week.